Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Electrical Concepts. My name is Avigyan Roy. So in this video lecture I am going to talk about the advantages of grounded neutral. So in my previous video lecture I have discussed about the phenomena of arcing ground, its adverse effect, and also the disadvantages of ungrounded neutral. So in this video lecture we'll see the advantages of grounded neutral. So first point, you see that it provides the protection to the personnel and equipment. So obviously whenever your system is grounded, the working personnel will not get any shock, and also the equipment will be protected. See the second point, voltage of healthy phase don't exceed to the line value. And the third point is prevents the phenomena of arcing ground. So these 2 points will be clear afterwards when I will discuss how the arcing ground phenomena can be prevented using the neutral ground concept. Then these 2 points will be clear. Okay, so for the time being, let's see what are the methods of neutral grounding. So first is solid grounding, then resistance grounding, reactance grounding, and finally Peterson coil grounding or the resonant grounding. So we'll see one by one. Okay, so before going further, let's see. So this is your 3-phase neutral grounded system, and suppose in this phase the fault is happening. So in that case, obviously the fault current will directly flow via ground. It will come back to its neutral point, and again it will come back to its faulty phase, okay, using this neutral wire. And here I have shown the solid ground, okay, but it can be of many types, like it can also be a resistance grounding. That means here one resistance is connected, or a reactance grounding, resonant grounding. Okay, so we'll see one by one. So first let's discuss the solid grounding concept. So from the name you can see that it is solidly grounded. That means no resistance or reactance is used. Okay, so for example, a line to ground fault has taken place between the phase B and the ground. Okay, so now let's analyze this concept. So first point is neutral and earth are at same potential. This is the first observation. Not only that, another advantage is the moment your phase B is connected to the ground, okay, in case of ungrounded neutral, what happened that during arcing ground phenomena, there is a chance that the healthy phases will experience a very high amount of voltage. Okay, not only the healthy phases but also the faulty phase. So there is a chance of high voltage arising. But here this phenomena will not occur. Why? Because there is a capacitance effect between the healthy phases and the ground. Okay, so now the neutral is also grounded, so these 2 points are now almost same. So we can also say now this capacitance is, it can also be represented by this diagram, because this point and this point is now same. So definitely your capacitance can also be presented like this. This is one healthy phase and this is the other healthy phase. Okay, that means now capacitance is directly coming across that phase itself. That means there is no chance that that phase experiences a huge amount of voltage, because now it is that capacitance is directly connected in parallel with that phase itself. All right, that means this phase voltage is now constant. It is not going to change. Less expensive and maintenance, unlike other grounding, because in case of resistance grounding or reactance grounding, a cost is being introduced due to the resistor or the reactor or the coil. Okay, and but here such things are not there, and that is a maintenance is also very less. All right, second point is can only be used where circuit impedance is high, because here you are directly connecting your neutral with the ground. Okay, that means the fault current is going to be very high. So sometimes it is not acceptable to have a very high value of fault current, because it may damage the circuit breaker contacts. Okay, so this kind of circuit can only be used where circuit impedance is high, so that if your circuit impedance is high, fault current can be limited to a safe value. Okay, fourth point is may cause burning of circuit breaker contacts due to the high fault current, I have already mentioned. And the last point is interference is higher, because your fault current is very high in magnitude due to the less impedance. So obviously the interference, electromagnetic interference with the other communication lines can be very high compared to others. Okay, so now let's draw the phasor diagram and let's understand how the arcing ground phenomena can be prevented. Okay, suppose so now this is your three-phase balanced system. Suppose this is your VR, this is neutral, VRN, this is your VYN, and this is your VBN. Alright. So now if I want to find what is VRB, okay, how can I find it out? So this is your, I am drawing roughly, this is your VRB and this component is VNB. So now see, from this circuit diagram, whenever fault happens, the fault current will pass through this point. Okay, suppose this is IF, it will go back to the neutral point and it will again come back to this faulty point. Okay, so it is not affecting, sorry, there's a mistake, it will come back to this point, okay, through this faulty phase. So it is not affecting these two healthy phases. This is suppose the capacitive current IR and this is your capacitive current IY. So this IR and IY, the phasor sum of these two, okay, the phasor sum of IR and IY will result in the total capacitive current IC. Okay, so this is your IC, the total. And one more mistake, this is actually, this will be the direction, okay, because here the direction will be reversed. So the direction will be like this. So it is your IC. Okay, so whenever fault happens, the fault current will follow this path and the capacitive current will follow this path, and it will go back to the respective phase, and it will again come back through neutral and again via this point to the ground. Okay, I am also marking the arrows. So this is your IY and this is your IR. This is VYN, so approximately 90 degree. So this is your IY. Similarly, if this is your VRN, automatically this will be your IR, and resultant of this two will be your capacitive current IC. Now one interesting fact is, as we know, whenever fault happens, all the currents will flow to that faulty points, right? So definitely now, as you can see, the faulty current is flowing from neutral to the faulty point F, and this point and this terminal B, these 2 points are same. So we can also say during fault the faulty current is flowing from neutral point towards the phase B. Okay, so in that case you have to consider the voltage to be VNB. Okay, or you can also write it here VNB. So, and here this faulty current is directly flowing and coming back to this faulty phase through this winding or through this phase, and this is completely inductive because no other resistive component is there. So we can say the faulty current is almost inductive in nature. Okay, so we can draw it here. So it is almost 90 degree, or we can also draw it here. Okay, we can also draw it here. So this is your fault current. Okay, so as you can see, this component and this component are in opposition. I mean, here there is a mistake in drawing the proper phase diagram, but if you draw the proper phase diagram, you will get to see these two components IC and IF, they are in exactly phase opposition. Okay, so if they are in exact phase opposition, so obviously these two components will cancel each other. And one more thing, this fault current is very high in magnitude compared to the capacitive current. So this component is very high in magnitude, so definitely this component will completely nullify this small component of IC. And if this component is completely vanished, so arcing phenomena will also be gone, because whatever arcing phenomena that takes place, that is only for this component IC, this capacitive current is responsible for the arcing ground. So now this large magnitude of fault current completely nullifies this component, and the resultant current and the resultant of IF and IC, resultant of IF and IC, this is the resultant fault current that flows during the fault. Okay, so this component comes only after this component, this IC gets completely nullified. So as because there is no capacitive current, arcing phenomena is also gone. That is why I said that by this grounding concept we can prevent the arcing phenomena. Okay, so this is the overall view, and that's it for this video lecture. And here I have discussed the solid grounding concepts, and the rest of the grounding like resistance, reactance, these things I will discuss later on in my next video lecture. Okay, so if you have understood this, please like, share and comment, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.